The Detroit Lions, how do you feel about their draft class? Are you impressed with it, or are you still not really all that thrilled about what they did?
I have I got to a point about a couple years ago where I just said enough of this. I'm not about to, do all these super grades. I'm not about to overhype players because you're hoping that what they did in college translate into the pros, but we don't know what's going to happen. And so my attitude to it is I focus on, did they address positions that needed to be addressed? And the answer is yes. Did we need corners? Yes. Did we need a D lineman? Yes. Did we need offensive line help? Yes. Did they address those? Yes. Did they go out and get a linebacker in the undrafted area? Yes. And was that a need too? Sure was. So when I can look at all of these things that they have addressed, I don't get upset at the draft. Now, if they had went out and did a bunch of stuff that didn't address areas that I think needed to have improvement, I'll be upset. But as far as that, I'm not upset because, like I said, these players are going to be what they are. Now, I plan on breaking it down in a little bit more detail for each pick. But yeah, I got some concerns when it comes to the Lions fans base and how they view these picks. I don't. I got some concerns. I definitely got some concerns.
What's your big concerns, Luke G? Let the people know. Like, what you
I mean,
skeptical about?
listen, it's this the thing. I it's a draft, and every I have yet to see a Lions fan that had concerns. They love every pick. Every pick. I have concerns. I don't know if we needed to trade a third round pick in this year's draft to move up to get Arnold. He was only 5 spots away, and I'm just being honest when I say this. Is there such a significant drop off between Arnold and Wiggins? If the answer is yes, okay, cool. But you know, I don't hear these words. I don't hear the word shutdown corner when they talk about Arnold, right? And you trade it up for, all right, cool. It is what it is. People want to say after third round pick, but then you trade a 2025 third round pick to take a offensive tackle from British Columbia University. He's the first player in British Columbia University football history to ever get drafted to the NFL, and the Lions did it. And Lions fans are like, oh, he's 6'8", 250. He ran a 4.92. Like, when did you ever gonna need a 6'8", 350 something pound man to run 40 yards? Like, I'm not like, when? When is that gonna be a case? Like, how? But you know what? Everybody and their mother's hyping up. Oh, he was eating over there. He was mauling them people. You know what's even worse? Nobody knew who the hell those people were. Nobody seen who those people. You couldn't even tell me who he mauled. He mauled me, you, and the janitor. You know what I mean? Like, we up here doing too much, in my opinion. I'm just like, hey, y'all killing me. Like, we traded up for a guy who is a total project, and you are handing out A grades because he's big. So what? Andre the Giant was big. At least he can choke slam you. So I mean, like, come on. Then I didn't have a problem with them taking the running back slash safety.
Siani
Senior,
Vaki?
how you put senior Siani Vaki? Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that because I understood what his role was. And I also understood that Brad Holmes was drafting people with a purpose. So I understood what his role was, because when we would call certain fakes with Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he just went straight. Vaki he'll be able to do that and cut it out, and you get a little bit of versatility. So if somebody go down, he can play multiple positions. That's great, right? Um, but Macau Wingo, I'm trying to figure out what I missed. Man, it's hard to get to number 18 at LSU. I do not care. I don't care who,
Why
like,
you
he
want
wasn't
that
even the
ugly
best
ass
line.
number anyway? Defensive
I mean,
lineman at
I'm just
18?
being, because 18 means something at LSU, and I get it, I
Okay.
do. But he wasn't even their best D lineman. Let's get that out of the way. And secondly, like, everybody's so in love with this guy. Oh, I'm telling you. But Brad Holmes said you got to look at his 2022 tape. All right, well, I saw 2023. I was unimpressed. I'll go back and look at 2022. But I saw what I saw in 2023, and I walked away like, oh, okay, well, whatever. So I had concerns. Even with our first pick, there's some concerns. But overall, did we need the position? Sure we did. But it's the fan base. Like, I don't. How are you just so hyped? Every pick you love, every pick.
I think what really has Detroit Lions fans the most excited is that with your first two picks this year, you address your biggest area of concern, which was cornerback. You get Terrion Arnold at 24, and you get Ennis Rickershaw in the second round, 61st. And those are both two guys who should be able to start right away. And I don't even know what the hell happened to Cam Sutton. He was getting destroyed on the field, and he was destroying his life off the field. So it's like, I feel like these are two picks that are the main catalyst for why so many people are excited about the draft class that the Lions bring in. Because, most people...
They was excited about Jeff Okudah, though. They was excited about Cam Newton, though. I mean, Cam Sutton, though, right? Like, they was excited about these players, right? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just telling you the facts. They were excited about these people.
It's optimism season. It's optimism season.
And I was the only one.
In the Super Bowl.
I dropped a video titled "Jeff Okudah's not worth a top 10 pick." That video had almost 1,000 thumbs down to like 200 thumbs up, and then all of a sudden, when his career was to the pooper, then my likes shot up ahead of it. Because you know why? Because people started to realize, oh, he called it. Just like when Cam Sutton came, I said, listen, my whole entire family are Steelers fans. I hear about the Steelers so much that it drives me nuts. I know you a Steelers fan, and so I get what's going on with it. But one thing I learned about the Steelers is they don't let you go in your prime. They let you go past it. I mean, seriously. And so when we got Cam Sutton, he was the best cornerback in the draft, and I'm like, he a slot corner who can't cover deep ball. That's not true. Well, games started getting down to the nitty gritty, and sure enough, they start going deep.
Yep. And it's crazy because he never played that bad in Pittsburgh, bro. I thought he would have been a lot better than what he was last year, bro. He left Pittsburgh and just went completely in the gutter.
You know why? Because Pittsburgh front seven was able to be disruptive to other people, and the Lions didn't have that. In fact, I don't even know if I would argue that cornerback was our biggest need, but I'm okay that it was a need. And to me, we needed a running mate with Aiden Hutchinson, because you need somebody that they got to account for. When you look at some of the best defenses, they have running mates. For every Dwight Freeney, there was a Robert Mathis, right? For every T.J. Watt, there's Alex Highsmith. When y'all had Lamar Woodley, he had a running mate. Cameron Hayward had a running mate, right? You just keep going down the list of people who had a running mate, right? And, if the argument is that Aiden Hutchinson doesn't have a running mate, okay, cool. Now, were there any DNs up there that you could have got? Probably, depending on how you feel about it. I think they personally like to Chop Robinson. I could be wrong, but I think they liked them. Now, they settled for the corners. I'm cool. But when they got to the later rounds and you're taking a project player and Austin Booker still on the board who goes to the Bears, I'm trying to figure out, all right, nobody concerned about this? I'm concerned. So am I overly negative on the draft? No. It addresses my areas of needs, right? And you got talent. But I'm not finna sit here and act like oh, this person hit. Like, even the guy we took last, Christian Mahogany. Everybody, look, he's a mauler. I said, look, if you watch the highlights, he mauled everybody. But when you watch snap by snap, he whiffed on a lot of tackles. Like, I mean, on a lot of blocks. Like, he was not optimizing his time on a lot of those blocks. And, I know some people ain't gonna like that sentiment, but that's the reality. So, again, am I happy with what we did? Yes. But it's even harder when you think you're trading future draft picks away for people who are projects, and you went out and traded a third for Carlton Davis, who's basically a faster Cam Sutton. You added a Meek Robertson. Great. You're already making it known that you're going to be swinging branch from safety to nickel corner. All right, cool. But guess what? At the end of the day, he still got some areas that I'm just like, And again, I know that we added the sack leader from the CFL this offseason, so maybe they hoping that he ends up being a quality pick. But Marcus Davenport, he ain't it. He ain't moving no needle.
Yeah.
Right? So he can't be the running mate. Can't.
That's a dude that was a first round pick by the Saints a few years back, right?
Yep.
Oh, y'all signed
first round pick by the Saints. Yeah, after he just got done playing with the Vikings and being hurt. And I had people trying to tell me it's no big deal because, he didn't have nobody running. I'm like, so Danielle Hunter's just nobody. I got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, I mean, you got to look at it in perspective, in my opinion. Like I said, the draft gives optimism. It gives hope. It gives opportunity. And these are all things you ain't going to never hear me complain about.